Hi, Joe Cerrone.
Hey, Al Rosen.
Welcome to CAD 118 Advanced AutoCAD and our weekly Zoom classroom meeting. Alrighty, welcome to AutoCAD Advanced with Joe and Al. We'll be having these meetings once a week on Thursdays at 11 a.m. It'll be the same Zoom meeting link. And we'll post information in the main splash page for working with the course. In the course, we have Module 1, AutoCAD 3D Basics, along with some videos as far as showing how to work with these different drawings. We'll be using the D2L management system throughout the course. We'll post in the calendar when things are due. So Module 1 pretest in the module will be due on the 19th of February. If we take a look at the way the course is set up, we have content which has the information for students. And we're going to start off with the syllabus. Course is CAD 118, Advanced AutoCAD. Best way to get a hold of us is using the D2L emails. You can also find me and Al at the Skokie campus, room P131. We also have online time for the course. It's recommended that you take CAD 116 and CAD 117. This is the last course in the AutoCAD sequence, and we follow up with solid modeling, 3D modeling, parametric design, and rendering. And the focus is to provide the students with knowledge and practical experience in the areas of 3D CAD for modeling parts and assemblies, and the creation of mechanical and architectural drawings used for digital manufacturing, 3D printing, and prototyping. We're going to go through and analyze and solve industry-related drawing problems using the CAD system, work with increasing our proficiency, and then work with these different models, like we said, in mechanical and architectural. Academic integrity, please do your own work. There is some policies that are involved in that. And as we've said in the other courses, if you do have any questions or concerns, you can always email us and ask us for an extension. But you don't want to go and get yourself into trouble with these different areas. And then as we take a look at how we'll be following the course, we have a new textbook. Some of the aspects are really quite good. Other aspects are best with some of our older projects. And so we'll be using a combination of the textbook along with some of our traditional 3D modeling projects for manufacturing and architectural design. We'll go through and use lecture and hands-on, focusing on solution of drawing problems. And this course is being taught online asynchronous, which means that students are not required to attend the meetings. We will record them and post them in the D2L system. Textbook that we'll be using is this AutoCAD 2022 3D modeling textbook. And here's the ISBN number. Grading scale will be straight 90, 80, 70, 60, and below. If you have other course information, Oakton values equity and diversity of learners and members we serve. We strive to make all learning experience as accessible as possible. And if you need any assistance, we have an accessibility department that you can email or call. We also have support with counselors if you have something that comes up and you need to talk to a counselor. Electronic videotaping is not permitted during the classes or during the Zoom classes. We ask you, if you are attending the Zoom meetings, that you turn off your webcam during the recording and your microphone. If there are any emergency closures, it's typically announced in the Oakton webpage and on D2L. All right, back to the main splash page. If we go under content, and we take a look at the pretest, since this is an online course, we ask the students create some type of participation aspect. And so what we've done is we've created this pretest document. And what we'd like is you to tell us about your AutoCAD experience, why you're taking the class, what you'd like to learn from the class, some of the advantages with using AutoCAD, and what you plan to do with that knowledge. It's just a matter of being able to show that you're participating in the course. It is worth 6 points per question, and what you will do is you'll complete the pretest and then go to the assignments folder and submit that to the assignments folder by February 19th. For those students that are not in attendance to the Zoom meeting, if you do not show participation by the 19th of February, excuse me, that seems kind of soon, that should be
24th.
The 24th. So we will update this to the 24th. So the pretest will be due, and we'll put that in the announcement. But you need to show participation in the course so that they don't automatically drop you. All right. And I believe this has got to be updated as well. I'm going to pause the recording for a minute, update those. Resuming. So I have updated those dates. So Module 1 and the pretest are due on the 24th. If we want to take a look at the first module, we typically will put everything in the, we'll put an announcement in the main splash page. We'll be working with AutoCAD 3D. And since this is our first class coming out of the intermediate AutoCAD course, we like this textbook because it had these practice files that we can start with. We've created YouTube videos so that as you go through, you can watch the videos and how to create these different lab projects. We take a look at lab number 1. We're going to go through how to use the 3D interface. And as this is a Zoom meeting, I'm not going to go into every detail of it. I'm just going to go through the explanation, the overview. And we typically will make a 10-minute Zoom meeting and post it. And then we'll work with students who attend the meeting to go over the technique for them. We'll work with being able to go through presets, view cubes, orbiting, working with the different user coordinate systems, being able to map to different surfaces so that we can draw in 3D, working with different visual styles. And then these are kind of our traditional basic CAD drawing assignments, where we'll create a cube, and then we'll create different viewports, being able to set viewports and viewport scales, the vocational aspects of working with CAD, so that when we create a mechanical drawing, we have something that works for us. Practice files are located right here, so students can download those and open those. PDF files are located right here for the labs. These are some of the teacher files. I'm going to have to turn those off. And here's our video lectures. So if we take a look at lab number 1, our first lab is going to be to create this cube. And what we'll do is we'll work with the user coordinate system to be able to create that cube and then to create the text on each of the different surfaces for that cube. We'll use a B-size title block. We'll create the geometry in model space by taking an isometric view. You can see that we have this cube that's created. If I right click on it, I can take a look at the properties rather quickly. This is a 3D solid. And we can use the different interface. As we start to work with the CAD system, we have traditionally been using the drafting and annotation ribbon. And in the drafting and annotation ribbon, we have the draw commands, modify, annotate, etc. within that. And as we start to work with the 3D ribbon, we'll toggle the workspace over to 3D modeling. And then to be able to create things like different primitives, if we were to create a solid box primitive, and create that primitive. And then as we start to work with the user coordinate systems, different ways of being able to work with the user coordinate system. One way is to work with a 3-point user coordinate system, where we'll put the X coordinate, the Y coordinate, and then the Z coordinate will automatically be perpendicular to the screen. And then we can go through and work on that different surface from there. And so, for example, if we wanted to put some text on that, we could say dtext. We can specify how we want to put that text in. We'll leave the height. I'm going to put the height at 0.25. And then we can orientate that on the viewport. And so that's how this first exercise is going to be set up. If I wanted to put a view on the right side view, I could also go and gravitate with a 3-point UCS, or I could turn on my dynamic user coordinate system. I'm going to make this bigger this time. And AutoCAD is a little wonky with some of those things. You'll notice that it did not show up on the exact orientation to the screen. So in other words, it didn't come in perpendicular. It came in perpendicular to the screen rather than to the part. But as we start working with these different models, we'll go through and create those. And we do have videos for that. And so if we go and take a look at our D2L system, we have our videos for creating these different modules. Back to the module 1. So the first week's assignment is to download and to work with these different practice models, go through different viewing orientations, create our different geometries, and then to create these 2 different models, one of them for a view cube for a cube, and the other one for these primitive solids that we will go through and put together. With that, I'm going to go back to the main splash page.
Welcome to CAD 118, Advanced AutoCAD with Joe Dale. Today we're going to look at Module 1, which is located under the Context.
Sorry about that. And as we start to work with this, what you'll do is you'll save the drawing file. And so once we have our drawing that has been created, make sure that you fill out your name and the other information on there. Save it. We'll save those as drawing files. I'm not going to save this one. And then what I'll do is submit those to the assignments folder. Assignments will go here, and we can go and select the module 1. Drawings will be graded on completeness, graphical accuracy, use of proper design rules, proper dimensioning, proper use of CAD features. They'll be worth 30 points. You can add a file. If you have any questions, you can attach a question to that and get feedback from your instructor. And we can use that as a way to communicate throughout the course on your working designs. It'll let you know that the drawing has been submitted successfully, and then you'll get a notification within the D2L system that lets you know that your drawing has been submitted. So that's the nuts and bolts of the course. Essentially, we're going to be going through these different three-dimensional models. We'll be starting off with these models shown here on the main splash page in Module 1. The due dates are assigned and shown right here. And every week we'll be meeting at 11 a.m. on Thursdays to go through and review the assignments and to answer any questions that students may have. Al, is there anything else that we might want to add?
No, not at this time. If they have any problems, questions, whatever else, Sunday we're over in Skokie campus on P132. They can stop by if they want to. They can also put a request for a Zoom meeting to us.
Great, great. So if you do have questions, Sundays are a great day to get those answered. You can stop by Sunday campus. Otherwise, we'll see you online on Thursdays at 11 a.m. With that, I'll end the Zoom recording, and we'll open things up for questions.